We actually contemplated Girls State before we made Boys State. We were contacting the programs in both programs in Texas. And actually, we ended up getting access to Boys State first. And that was actually the program that had drawn our attention initially. Was Boys State had voted to secede from the Union in 2017 in Texas, and that was the subject of some news attention. So that caught our eye, but we were just intrigued by the program for both boys and girls and wanted to explore it. And so we ended up getting access to Boys State, and it was a good time to do that. And but always in our mind was the desire to and really need to make this companion film. We call it a sibling, not a sequel.
It was a journey of 4 to 5 months before the kids were going to convene in the suburbs of St. Louis. We talked on Zoom to hundreds of kids who were headed to the program who wanted to talk to us. And then from there, whittled it down to a smaller group that we then went to visit in Missouri in their homes to see what they had on their walls, to meet their families, meet their dogs, to watch them do their extracurricular activities. We met all kinds of amazing people, but then it was pretty clear who that very small group was that was going to be comfortable and with having a camera on them for as much as we were going to have a camera on them.
Watching the girls come to question the disparities in funding and resources and expectations between the two programs was not something we anticipated. We knew that the programs would be held concurrently on campus, which is a first in their 80-year history, but had no understanding that would figure so significantly in the drama. And I think comments so powerfully on the state of our society as a whole, on the diminished expectations and lower resources available to women, and as explanations for why they're not in more positions of political power and more equitably represented in the halls of power in our country.
There was this other theme to explore, namely the lack of female representation in our country, which I think we worked very hard to make clear as a stake at the beginning of the film in the title sequence, just reminding people, because it's sort of been such a fact of our country for so long that it's not something that I think people talk about enough, frankly, or question enough, frankly. So, you know, this current Congress is 118th Congress, I think, has the most women representatives that we've ever had, but it's only 28%.
The film has a lot of takeaways. I think it's the power of the story. It's about 7 girls who have this experience. I think you can come and make a connection with different girls, maybe one or maybe more, but I think, and they come from across the political spectrum. They have very different backgrounds. And I think they're all committed to throw themselves into this process, to speak truth to power. They're incredibly impressive. And so I think that the film has many takeaways. I think it's part of the value of these films too, both Boys State and Girls State, is we live in such divided political times. And I think the film creates a space for conversation for people of different backgrounds. I mean, the program brings people together from different backgrounds, but the films themselves, I think, continue that conversation in theaters and in living rooms at home after you watch it.